NBC North Dakota Sports is bringing you the high school state hockey championships live from Ingolstadt Arena here in Grand Forks. Well, in our first meeting, the team that won the first 2 games during the regular season didn't win game 3. The same situation exists in this game. We'll send it back to Scott and Tim, and do you think it'll go that way this time, guys?
Well, that's a very good question, Lee. Grafton certainly dominated Grand Forks Central during the regular season. Obviously, it was turned around. The dominance isn't quite there in this matchup, although South has won both meetings during the regular season.
Well, certainly, South, 2 close games, and South's trying for the hat trick in this tournament. First time that they've won the conference, first time that they've won the East Region playoffs. And now they're here trying to put a state title on top of that. Yep. And so, certainly the pressure probably on them coming in. They've dominated the East region throughout the year, but the margin hasn't been great.
And let's keep in the back of our minds, too, that this is a South team that was just seconds away from a state title a year ago, too. So I'm sure they're thinking about that. Well, let's delve into this matchup a little bit more. Check out the keys to the game here as Red River gets ready to take on Fargo South.
Well, you talk about that game a year ago, only 47 seconds away, and certainly that's something you remember for a long, long time. For Grand Forks Red River, defense, defense, defense. It's been that way all year long. They don't give up very many goals, but they don't score a lot either. And so the second key is they got to get that offensive engine started a little bit earlier than they have the last couple of games. They flirted with disaster as they played last weekend against Fargo North, but then, of course, last night in their semifinal game, not scoring until into the third period, folks, that might be too late. And then their goaltending is going to be a real key for them. Olsen has been great for them all year long. He's going to have to be again tonight.
And again, these keys to the game brought to you by SmartWire Electrical Contractors. When training experience and availability matters, think SmartWire. That's Red River. Now for Fargo South.
Well, SmartWire also tells us for Fargo South, stop the puck guy. Last night almost a 50% save percentage, 5 goals on 12 shots. A lot of times that's misleading. If your defensemen, your forwards don't give you good defense, they give up great shot opportunities, the puck finds its way across that red line as well. But tonight, certainly they're going to have to do a lot better in the goaltending and defensive department than they did last night. Fargo South, as we mentioned, has dominated the region this year. They love to take the lead and play with that confidence. They don't want to. Last night was almost the upset of the tournament in their quarterfinal game. And they don't want to play with that again tonight. And Dean Wilson, I think you told you, we'll find a way to make this one hard yesterday. And they did. They don't want to test that too many times because they have been so good. They want to play with confidence, and they want to come out early, take the lead, and run with it.
Well, when you talk about what he said yesterday, he told Lee and I that we're kind of like the cat and mouse. We're the cat. We don't go kill the mouse. We just kind of play with it by the tail. So meaning he wants to, when he gets a chance to put this team away and put any team away they're playing and bury them, not keep them into the game.
Well, we'll see what they can do tonight. You don't play cat and mouse in a tournament at this magnitude. And if they do that with Red River, they may find themselves having breakfast tomorrow morning with us.
Let's go down to the ice level now. Kim Fundingsland, Pete Byrne. Go ahead, gentlemen.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. And what Dean Wilson was saying yesterday, he's still feeling today. Nervous and understandable, not because so much that Red River is a tough opponent. He's got a good team, but what team shows up? Yesterday in the quarterfinals, they did not look like the team they have all year long, and that has him a little nervous.
Or Grand Forks Red River, you talk about pride, it's in Grand Forks hockey. They saw Central from the entryway watching that game go into overtime. A lot of pride on the ice tonight. The Riders hope to feed off that, make it to that championship game.
All right, thanks very much, gentlemen. Let's go to the Dodge starting lineups, brought to you by Dodge and your local Dodge dealers. Your lineups look like this. First off, for Grand Forks Red River, in goal, it's the senior Eric Olson. In front of him on defense for the Riders, Jake Vegan, number 2, also a senior. Joining him on the line, Matt Hill, number 6, also a senior. Very good defense for the Riders. Up front, David Spees, number 16. He is a junior. Mark Maholka is also on that line, also a junior. Number 18, centering that line is number 7, Ryan Schaefer. And, of course, the head coach for Grand Forks Red River is Matt Malm. Starting lineups for Fargo South. look like this in goal, as he has been much of the season. Ben McLean, the senior, wearing number 30. In front of him on defense, it is Eric Galt, number 8, the leading scorer for the Bruins. Also on D, Caleb Lukey, number 18. Up front for Fargo South, a pretty good line. Grant Larson, number 14, a junior. Alongside him, Adam Campbell, number 19, a junior. And centering that line, Paul Weisgarber, also a junior. They play for Dean Wilson of Fargo South. That is your starting lineups. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to drop the puck after this. Well, Tim, the bar has been raised, I think, after that first semifinal game at Red River and South. Let's see if they can match what a great game we had in game number 1. Right off the bat, it's Red River controlling. And the puck backhanded into the zone. Vegan will go back after it for the Riders. Looking for Hill, too far for him, and it gets back out to center ice. And dump back in Lukey, number 18. Now it's flipped into the south zone, but a little too far there for Schaefer. And we have our first whistle of the game, 30 seconds in.
Little hand pass. You know, that blonde look is something that the Red River does. And maybe you and I should do something like that next year. What do you think?
Well, I would think I'd need a little more peroxide than yourself there. I told Matt Malm that. Why didn't he go after that? And he said, well, certainly wouldn't cost much for me to get my hair.
He and I could share a bottle.
That was a little jab because you said you were the good-looking one earlier tonight. So now we're even.
That was for my mother. Please.
Okay. And we're ready to drop the puck here just inside the Bruins zone. South controls. Dan Worden, number 3. Looking up ice for Jake Fisher, but that one doesn't quite connect. And now the puck back into the Bruins zone. Number 19, Derek Kuntz after it. Trying to dig it free. Now it comes free. Sent back out on top, and a quick shot. No goal. It hits the crossbar, comes straight down, but does not cross the line. Wow, what a start there. Jarrett Galbraith, the freshman defenseman, with the shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, for a freshman, take a look at the Farmers Union Insurance replay. Pretty poised here. And again, we've had 2 pipes in these semifinals, and they both have been about as solid as you can get. That was up in the upper corner where the 2 pipes meet, and it came straight down. Ben McLean was fortunate on that one.
Kuntz back out to the point. Galbraith will try it again. That one a kick save by McLean. And both pipes have come on that end, too, so the pipe's obviously a little bit bigger on that side. Here's Ramberg now with a chance. His shot gets steered wide. Eric Olson with the save. Now back up to the point, and we have a whistle.
Well, Ramberg drove hard to the net, and the freshman Galbraith making his mark in the tournament early with a quick post, and now with the first penalty rather in the semi. You see here again on the Farmers Union Insurance replay. And Ramberg might have done a little acting on that one, Scott. Got away with it as Galbraith got the stick up a bit high, and he might have grabbed onto it, went down. But nonetheless, the first power play goes Fargo South.
Lukey skating in, shooting. Stopped by the defense in front. And the Riders able to clear the zone. Back up to neutral ice. Weisgarber gives off to Larson. That one's whacked away there and back into the Bruin end. And here comes South. Lukey trying to poke it ahead, but he gets it taken away. Back after it is Galt. I mentioned the leading scorer, 33 points on the season for the Bruins for Eric Galt. Now Weisgarber fighting with it along the far boards. And it comes back out, and the Riders send it all the way down. 1:10 to go in the man advantage for South. Lukey back to Galt, too far. Schaefer gets a shot off a deflection in front there. But McLean with the save. And here come the Bruins. Weisgarber skating in, and he'll leave it back. Galt with the big blast that goes wide. Now back on the near side, Jake Olson keeps it in. Campbell over to Larson, now to Weisgarber, back up to the point. Galt will wind up. Instead, he'll pass. Now back over here to Olson in the near side. The shot in front. Loose puck for a little while. Galt will wind up. The defender goes sliding by. Galt skates in. He shoots. That's blocked. Now Red River will send it all the way back down the ice. 22 seconds to go now in the man advantage.
What a nice block by Matt Hill. Gets that big body down. and keeps the shot from Galt from getting to the net.
And the pass just off the mark there for Jake Fisher, or by Jake Fisher. And the puck back to neutral ice. And a whistle with 3 seconds to go in the man advantage.
They bring the face-off, I think, all the way back down in the Fargo South zone. Must have been played with a high stick. As you mentioned, 3 seconds left in the penalty. Galbraith, he'll be back out. 13:45 left in the period. A shot for each team and no score.
And the Bruins control. Behind his own net there is Eric Klebe. And as we say that, Red River back at full strength. Now the puck sent up Ramberg. Gets checked along the boards there by Matt Hill. And puck coming free. Shot there is saved by Olsen. Lukey with the shot in front. Now the puck comes free. Neutral ice. Red River in control. Buligan trying to leave it back, but Lukey takes it away. A 3-on-2 chance here now for the Bruins. Leading the way is Lukey, trying to pass it off there to Klebe, who gets it taken away. And now back up to central ice. Ian Powers, freshman, skating in, number 17 for South. Powers still with it. Powers loses it. A quick shot there. Olsen with the save. Jake McDougall, number 4, the shot there. He had a very good game yesterday for South. 2 goals in their victory over Bismarck Century. Derek Galbraith, number 14. Off to Corey Sink, number 15. Now a chance here for Red River as they bring it in. Sink trying to turn the corner, goes back behind the net. Turns around, the backhand shot is on, and McLean gloves it, and he'll hang on.
Well, for McLean, that's just his second touch on the night, and again, a tough night for the goaltender last night here in Farmers Union Insurance replay. He gets a good look at the backhand, ties it up, and take the draw to his left. But you know, Scott, a lot of times...
Quick shot there by Brad Benke.
You say a lot of times when you've seen a goaltender maybe struggle a little in a game, it makes you real anxious to come in and get some rubber on him early. And Red River here, just 2 shots here in the first 5 minutes of play.
At the same time, I would guess that McLean would like to see a couple shots early too.
He wouldn't mind having some touches, get his count. He's an 89% save percentage, so it's not like he hasn't had a very strong year.
Here's a chance here. Benke skating in after it. The puck a little loose, but now taken away. Weisgarber clears the zone. And Vegan will send it in. McLean with a little stick after that, and we have a whistle.
Going to bring the offside, is unable to clear the zone before the goaltender makes the save. There's the Red River Rough Riders. 3 shots apiece, and I'll tell you what, both these teams have huge defensive corps. They've got college level, at least in size, defensive groups.
Caleb Lukey, 6'3", 210 for Fargo South. One of those guys that are good size. We have an icing.
For the first game, Scott, we had a...
face us, right? We let guys go or we don't.
Dean Wilson, Fargo South head coach. Lukey backhands it around the corner. Delisle chasing, as is Jake Fisher for the Bruins. Ramberg tying it up behind the net. That's what it sounds like at ice level. Ramberg finally digging it free. Now it's tied up again along the near boards here, and it comes free again. Ramberg with a chance there. Klebe along the near boards, and finally the Riders now almost able to bring it out, but now it's sent back in. Fisher in the corner. He gets pinned up against the boards. Bruins controlling. Klebe. Fisher centers it back up top. Worden with the shot, and that one goes just wide. And finally the puck leaves the ice. Corey Lyer with the shot over the glass, so we'll have another face-off.
started to say a little bit earlier that the first game had a lot of flow to it. Grand Forks Central controlling most of it, but there weren't a lot of whistles, there weren't a lot of icings, and things went along fairly quickly. This game's been a little bit more ragged here at the start, with neither team really able to have any real tempo or control of the game.
Bruins take it at center ice. Powers shoots it in off of Olson's stick, and again it goes up against the netting, so we'll have another face-off.
And again, Eric Olson, the senior goaltender, just a 2.27 goals against, a little over a 90% save percentage. All the teams in the East region coming in the tournament, really all the teams in the tournament, with some excellent goaltending.
Yep. Shot back to the point there, and Olson gets a piece of that and steers it wide. Now the puck is cleared out of the zone, sent back in. Galbraith after it. He will send it around. Kyle Enders, what a game he had, number 10 yesterday for Red River. A couple of huge goals. That one played with a high stick. Buligan backhands it to Kuntz, who sends it back into the Fargo South zone. A couple of riders will head off on a change. And a shot there by Matt Hill goes wide of the net. Kuntz in back after it. McDougall pokes it away. Now Sink and Kuntz with control. Hill over to Vegan. It keeps it in.
That was outside.
I thought so too. We have a pretty good vantage point up here, but so does the official, who was right on top of it.
So did Dean Wilson, who we just about lost over the boards. Once the momentum from Dean gets going in a direction, it's hard to pull it the other way.
Here's Sink, now sends it back. Vegan will wrist it in, but hits traffic in front. Hill tries to send it back in. Now Hill chasing back after it. Hill wrist it in. That gets all the way through. McLean with a save, and a penalty coming up here on Fargo South. Looks like it's going to be Jake Olson who's going off.
Jake Brown. Let's take a look at it. Here you see Jake Olson. He steps in, gives it the stick. Might have been a little marginal there. Nonetheless, the first power play for Red River, and the first power play in this hockey game.
Puck controlled here. Worden sends it all the way back down the ice. Matt Hill, number 6, the senior, after it, and he will lead the Riders back up ice. Schaefer looking behind him for the pass. That gets free. Now Hill with it again. That's blocked in front, and there was a chance there for Grant Larson. Sends it back into the Rider zone. And the Riders break out again on the power play. Minute 23 left on the man advantage. Schaefer in on goal. There's a chance to get the shot off, but that's deflected wide. Now Spees with it, skating towards the center. He gets the shot away. Oh, and a good rebound chance in front, but it's steered wide. Now Mahalka with it. Skating in front, McLean swats it in. Near puck is loose in front, and David Spees pucks it in. Puts the puck in rather, and Red River has a 1-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, tough play there for McLean. Didn't get a lot of help in front. He just lost the puck, couldn't find it around down in his pads. So we'll take a look here in the Farmers Union Insurance replay. Here you see Spees back over to Mahalka. He gets it on net. A little collision there in front. Mahalka gets it back. And it's an awful easy one there. I believe it was Spees that put it away.
Yep, number 16.
Take a look again here. You see Mahalka just poke it through. And that's the easiest one that David Spees will have all year long. Red River on the power play on the board.
13th goal of the year for Spees. Gives Red River an early lead in this one. Back to live action. Red River controls its center ice. Jake Vegan flips it over the boards.
Mark Mahalka.
We'll talk about that in just a second. We'll take a quick break right now. Red River draws first blood. They're up 1-0. And we're back. David Spees has given the Riders a 1-0 lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark Mahalka, I was starting to see, reminds me a lot of his dad. Created a lot of the chaos down there. He's not quite as big is the original Hulk. But he's a big boy, and he's a strong kid down there, and he did create a lot of that chaos in front that resulted in the goal.
There's Paul Weisgarber skating across the blue line. He has it poke checked away by Buligan, or Buligan with it rather, looking up ahead to Kuntz. Now he's got Kuntz, and the Bruins back to recover. And back up ice they come. Adam Campbell gets it up ahead. Weisgarber centers it. Now Kyle Andres sends it high off the glass as he goes off for a change. Galt with it now. Galt with a high shot off the glass. Caroms around to the near boards. Sink now for the Riders. Dumps it in. After it is Benke, number 23. It's a guy that Nat Malm really has been pleased with this year. A guy that's really come on this season. Brad Benke, the junior. 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists. And the puck back up to neutral ice. Delisle up ahead and broken stick on the ice. You can see Tyler Scrabel with a shot that goes a little bit wide. Sink can't quite reach it. Delisle sends it back in front. Scrabel in front. McLean gets the stick down on it, makes the save, and covers up.
Well, good play again, getting it down in deep as it's sent inside by Delisle. Spade was right there. He took a look to see if McLean was going to give him everything, and McLean stood tough, made the nice save, and was able to hold on. What a confidence builder, though, Scott, for Red River, who have just struggled to score in their last 2 games, to come out and get one here early in the first and take this lead.
Trailed 2-0 yesterday to Bismarck High. Trailed 2-0 the game before, the qualifying game against Fargo North. Now have a lead in this one. 5:49 to go in period number 1. Chasing after it, Jarrett Galbraith. Now the puck up ahead. There's a chance here. Mahalka with a pass over and a goal. What a great play. The Riders take a 2-0 lead.
And this was a great play by both Mahalka and Schaefer. And what a difference you make when you go hard to the net. And Schaefer, with great concentration, hand-eye coordination to stay with this, as the pass came through, being hauled down from behind. Let's take a look on the Farmers Union Insurance replay. You see it coming across one-handed, gets the other hand back on the stick, and just has enough to get it back behind McLean, who doesn't have a chance. Here again, another angle. Look at this, one hand, two hand, spectacular play by Ryan Schaefer. And the Riders now, with 5:36 left in the first, take the 2-0 lead.
Ryan Schaefer, 16th goal of the year, as a part of that front line for Grand Forks Red River. And now the Riders have a 2-0 lead with 5:36 to go in period number 1.
Boy, this is not the script that Dean Wilson had in mind at all. You talk about cat and mouse. The mouse is getting a long ways away from the cat, and they need the next one badly. There's a lot left to play. But they have to have their confidence shaken.
Turnover there in the zone by Fargo South, but now they control it. But not for long. Derek Kuntz. Now it gets back out to neutral ice. Now a chance almost there for the Bruins, but Riders recover. Here's Clevey skating in. He dumps it into the zone. Scott Holm flips it back up to neutral ice. Almost a chance there for Tyler Scrabel. Now it comes in Tyler Dalby, number 10 for Fargo South. And back comes Holm for the Riders up ice. Gets it out of the zone. Now it's dumped back in on goal. Olsen has to make a stick save. And the Bruins trying to get something going. Puck along the near boards and finally out of the zone. Now Ramberg chases after it for Fargo South. You had to wonder how Fargo South would come out after being in such a tight game yesterday against Bismarck Century. That was certainly not the kind of game they want to play. They outshot Century by almost a 3-1 margin. But the Patriots surprisingly in that one for the duration. Ramberg skating in. He gets the wrister on, but Olsen there to cover up and make the save.
Well, South picking it up a little bit. Ramberg with a good shot. Boy, Olson looks confident in there. Out cuts the angle nicely. Again, take a look at the Farmers Union Insurance replay. Most goaltenders like to tell their defenseman, get out of the way and give me a look. There's a little bit of a screen there, but he's on top of it and holds on.
Weisgarber with a shot that almost eludes Olson right off the draw. The puck steered away. Adam Campbell gets knocked down. Now a chance here. Schaefer scored the last goal, dumps it into the zone. Worden clears it away. And it's sent back in high off the boards to the near side. And Weisgarber comes away with it. Maholka there to cause some problems. Now Campbell skating in, doesn't have the numbers, lets the shot go. That's deflected wide. Vegan loses control at his own blue line. Now he gets it back and he'll flip it in down ice, and we'll have an icing call and a face-off back in the Rider zone.
3:02 left here in the first. Shots 8 apiece. The difference is Red Rivers made 2 of them count. Less the 2-0 lead here. Good look at Dean Wilson. He'd sure like to get at least one of those back, Scott, before the end of this period here.
Jake McDougall with the draw. Comes back out of the zone to neutral ice. Here's Buligan. He gets taken off the puck. Buligan a little nicked up yesterday. And the quarterfinal win over Bismarck High. Sat most of the third period. Tyler Dalby working his way in, and it doesn't get the shot off. It trickles in on Olson, who covers up and gets the face-off.
Well, Dalby did a nice job backing the defenseman, and sometimes in that situation you want to cut off to the shooter's side and get a shot on net, use him as a screen. But he got it down in deep, kind of lost control of the puck, and Eric Olson been Johnny on the spot all period long. Again, just ties it up, plays it cautious, takes the face-off.
Quick shot there from Jake Fisher that goes wide of the net. Now Scrabel chasing after it. Galt comes over to swat it away. Stays in the zone though. Scrabel back to the point. Sink. Can't quite control it. It comes out of the zone. Delisle back to the blue line. Now in to the south zone is Scrabel. A couple of the Riders go off on a change. And here comes Klebe for Fargo South. Klebe trying to turn the corner. He gets taken down. Nothing called.
He took a look though. He wanted something called.
And the puck back to neutral ice and into the Fargo South zone. Dan Worden. Long pass up ahead to Ramberg, who just swats it back into the zone. Weisgarber, the first one there. Centers it, but nobody home except Ryan Schaefer. Schaefer up with it now for the Riders. He'll dump it into the zone. Worden after it. Can't find the handle. Larson around the near boards. Vegan will shoot it in. Pad save there by McLean. Now a shot, high shot, blocked by Fargo South defenseman that stays in the zone. Another shot, nothing much on that one. And Red River getting a couple good chances. Another one here. Spees trying to bang it home. McLean with the pad down, turns him away. Spees now back to the point. Delisle with a wrist shot that goes over the net, off the crossbar.
He got a glove on it, Scott.
Got a glove. But again, off the crossbar and over the net. South looking to clear the zone. Another good chance there for Red River.
Well, great save by Ben McLean as the big shot came back from the blue line. Matt Hill got it away, and at the last minute McLean got a look at it, got the glove, and it just trickled up and over on the top of the net and back down behind. 42.1 seconds left here in the first.
Now a chance here. Kyle Andres centering. Maholka had a chance. He got taken down from behind. And here's Dalby now turning back the other way for South. Dalby is checked off the puck. Galbraith working along the far corner there. Puck finally kicked free. Buligan takes a swat at it. Dalby will send it back into the corner. Inside of 10 seconds to go in period number 1. And we'll finally have a whistle on a faceoff.
That is a nice young freshman defenseman, Jared Galbraith.
Yep, and that was another guy. I talked to Matt Malm after his win yesterday, and I said, you know, anybody on your roster really kind of stand out and maybe surprise you this year. And Brad Benke was one guy. We talked about him. Jared Galbraith was certainly the other one. He said a great season for Matt Malm and the Riders.
I would have liked a little different angle off of that face-off to send it down ice, because with 1.4 seconds left, you're going to have another icing, one last face-off. Stepping in for Red River, just trying to tie up on the face-off here, and doing a nice job. Number 15, Corey Sink, and I think his uncle Stuart might have lost today out at the Adventure World Championships, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, a very good start for Grand Forks Red River, and maybe a surprising start to this game as they have a 2-0 lead. A power play goal by Dave Spies and Ryan Schaefer. So that front line for Red River contributing to both goals in this game. Let's go down to Kim Fundingsland. Kim, go ahead.
All right, thank you much. Matt Malm, head coach of the Riders. Aside from a 2-0 score, what do you like about the Riders skating in this first period?
You know, I like our intensity. I think we have some jump, and I don't think we had that yesterday. So we're very happy, and we're happy with the chances we've denied them. So, you know, obviously, if the game plays out like this, we'll be very happy.
I've heard a lot of hockey coaches say the thing that scares them most is a 2-goal lead in any hockey game. What do you tell your team now?
Well, you know what? We've never had a 2-goal lead against them. So, you know, we're playing each period, each shift at a time, and we just told them, you know, we have to play level-headed throughout the whole game. We can't be too high, too low. So it's a great period. We're very proud of our kids.
All right, thank you much, Coach. Again, 2-0. The Riders in front right now.
Yeah, they've never had a 2-goal lead. They haven't scored 2 goals in a game against Fargo South this year, but they have a 2-0 lead after 1. We'll be back with more after this.
It's the first intermission of the second semifinal game here at the Ralph on NBC North Dakota Sports, as Fargo South and Grand Forks Red River playing in our second contest. Of course, Red River picking up those couple of goals. In fact, Eric, the running the camera that is right up here, the one you're looking through right now, says, hey, on that Schaefer goal, that reminded me of Tony Herkus. I'm sure a lot of UND fans will remember that goal where he's all sprawled out and put it in. Again, Nodak Mutual Insurance. This is the period break, and they're a proud sponsor of North Dakota High School athletics. Well, Grand Forks Central has made it back into the state championship, and Central will take on either of these two teams, Red River or South, and that will play out over the next 2 periods in front of you. Well, heading into this season, Fargo South, a team trailing right now, but a team that was tabbed by many to not only be the favorite in the East, but also maybe the entire state. Well, South won the tournament and won the regular season in terms of having their best record, but the Bruins opened with a hole in their lineup when forward Paul Weisgarber was injured before the season even started. Now healthy, the junior stormed back to help lead the Bruins to the number 1 seed heading into this particular tournament and into the semifinals tonight.
This was supposed to be a banner season for Paul Weisgarber, but it didn't start out that way. The junior suffered a knee injury in the offseason and tried to start the high school season before he was ready.
He was injured earlier in the year, and he was a guy that was going to both practices when he was supposed to be resting, you know, and I had to kick him off the ice. If I dressed him or didn't kick him off the ice, he'd sneak out there somehow, and just because he's hungry to play the game, you know.
That hunger was apparent when Weisgarber came back. He missed a third of the regular season, but he finished the regular season tied for the team lead with 27 points on 11 goals and 16 assists.
Not only are you a little out of shape when you come back, but it's tough to get your hands back. But once you get going, it's not too bad. My line mates have been great. Played with them for my whole life, and so nothing really has changed. Those guys are just great.
I mean, he's just a player that sees the ice really well. He gives it up. You know, obviously he's got some great line mates that complement him well, but he makes the little things happen, and once again, that work ethic.
Which is a big key for Weisgarber. He's admittedly not the most talented player on the ice, but he's got the intangibles that help him get the job done.
You're not the fastest, not the biggest guy, so I just think that the skills I don't have, I just make it up, and hopefully the mental part of the game.
He's one of these guys, 4.0 student. He's got the whole package. He's great to coach. He listens. He's a competitor.
And that entire package will no doubt allow him to play hockey at the next level, whether that be juniors or in college, but that's a decision for another day.
We'll see. I have no idea. I'll have to talk to Dean, and my dad has helped me a lot with that too, so we'll just let that pan out on its own.
Weisgarber is a junior, and he is tied for second on his team right now in total points scored with 32, and 13 of those 32 points have come on goals. Paul Weisgarber of Fargo South. We'll be back with more on the Nodak Mutual Insurance period break after this. Nodak Mutual Insurance is sponsoring this period break. It's intermission number 1 of this semifinal game. Let's find out what Pete Byrne is up to. Pete, where are you at?
Hey, I'm right here on the ice, Lee, with a couple members of the North Dakota National Guard, including Sergeant John Siegel. And I'm just guessing you work with artillery.
No, I don't. I should, though. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, let's see this. So how does this thing work here?
It's compressed air, and it just shoots them.
So we get this thing locked and loaded, and we're ready to go, right?
Yep. We better lock one more right here.
All right, let's see it. Lee, I'm trying to get him to send one up your way, buddy.
Well, if I feel something in the back of my head, I'll know that he hit his target there, Pete. We'll be right back. Nodak Mutual Insurance, a proud supporter of North Dakota high school athletics. And this high school game is led by Red River 2-0 over Fargo South. And you know, my Midwest Dairy Association announcers of the game are always Scott and Tim.
Outstanding. Feels good to win that award. Thanks very much, LT. A little bit of a surprise here after one period. We mentioned Grand Forks Red River lost twice to Fargo South, scoring 1 goal in each of those games. Now after one period here, already up 2-0.
Well, the stats never lie, and the story they tell from this first period is 6 quality chances for Red River, all right on top of the Fargo South net. I'm not talking any distance out. We're talking right on top of Ben McLean. It resulted in 2 goals, only 1 quality chance in that period for Fargo South. Here's the first goal again on the Farmer Union Insurance replay, and you see the great play by Mahalka, just sticking with it. Ben McLean unable to tie it up. Another angle. You see Spies try to come in front with it. McLean unable to control it, and Mahalka just banks it off of him, and Spies driving to the net. As they say in basketball, had nothing but net.
That a power play goal as well. And here's a good look at goal number 2, a great effort on both ends.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy comes from a family with great hands, and usually he's on the golf course. This one, great pass again by Mahalka, his second assist. And look at that, control it with one hand, get a second hand back on, and put it behind McLean. They don't come any more spectacular than that. And that gave Red River the 2-0 lead, carrying into this second period. So Fargo South, really, Scott, you could say, has kind of struggled through 4 periods after really coming in perhaps as a slight favorite in the tournament. And they've dug themselves a hole now. They've got 34 minutes to dig themselves out of.
And here are your stats, brought to you by North Dakota State Seeds. And the numbers, well, they lean towards Red River a little bit. What you don't see is the real good chances there, like you talked about, the ones right on the doorstep.
Well, they sure, again, Red River, from the mid part of the period, they got the first goal. They carried the play. And we'll see if Fargo South can come out and begin to answer them. They do not want to look at a 3-0 deficit. Actually, Red River's the one that's been used to looking at the golden egg on the other side, going late into a hockey game.
Well, like you said in our first game, with one team leading 2-0, next goal is going to be very important. I would imagine the same case here in this one with Red River up 2-0.
Well, you know, Gary Sampson again had to go home last night looking at a 2-0 lead against Grand Forks Central and a breakaway that they missed. And all of a sudden it came down, turned into a power play, goes 2-1, 2-2, and of course Grand Forks Central scored the next 6 to win 6-2 and send the undefeated season right down the drain.
Well, we're ready to go in period number 2. Riders up 2-0. First line's on for each team as we're ready to drop the puck. Grand Forks Central waiting and watching, wondering who they will play tomorrow night in the state title game. That game coming to you at 8 o'clock here tomorrow night. The third place game, 11:30 tomorrow morning. So Tim, make sure you give me a buzz when you wake up. So we're here on time. That's right, 11:30 tomorrow morning, because UND has a game after that. So a full slate of hockey here at the Ralph tomorrow.
Our version of breakfast at Wimbledon.
Something like that.
Breakfast at the Ralph.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that either.
Brunch at the Ralph might be a little more appropriate.
Nothing like taco in a bag to get things started on a Saturday morning. Puck stays in. It's Worden with the shot. That goes wide. Campbell chasing after it, but Mahalka there trying to fend off Campbell. And Weisgarber slaps it back into the zone. Bruins going off on a change, and Hill leading the charge up ice here for the Riders. It gets sent all the way down the ice. No icing called. Out of the reach of the Riders there is Ramberg, brings it in. Ramberg with a shot, and it gets caught up in the pads, I think, there of Olsen, but he covers up, and we'll get a face-off.
Josh Ramberg, the big junior wing, has had the best chances for Fargo South in this one, and he finds himself again on the Farmers Union replay. The Riders let him get to the middle, gets a good chance. Olsen struggled a bit with the rebound, but managed to hang on and take the face-off to his left.
And Ramberg gets through on the face-off, and Olsen there to cover up. Albrecht tumbles over his goaltender.
Well, Josh Ramberg just 5'10", 175. He plays bigger than that. Another big face-off as Clint steps in with Ramberg.
And a shot from the point there is Jake Olsen. That goes high over the glass. Now a giveaway here inside the Rider zone. Buligan has it. Is checked off the puck. That goes in on McLean, who steers it wide. And another giveaway here, and a quick shot hits the outside of the net. McLean scrambling for it. Puck still loose, no whistle. The Bruins come away with it. Another good chance for Grand Forks Red River on the doorstep. Home for the Riders. Backhands it over to Buligan.
And Scott, that's the difference. They're finding a way to get to the net. Fargo South is not, and that's really the difference in the chances that we talked about between periods.
Out of the reach of Andres, Dalby gets it now for the Bruins, who retreat into their own zone to turn it back up ice. Puck goes around the boards, now swung back around the boards the other way. Home after it. Battle for it along the near boards. And it's finally freed up. Endres. Kyle Endres, a couple of big goals yesterday. Back to center ice. Galbraith has it taken away. The Riders recover. Now back in, it's Campbell. Campbell looking to center, looking for Dalby. Couldn't quite get the shot off. Weisgarber with the screen in front gets the shot off, but knocked down in front, steered away all the way down the ice, and we'll have an icing, but a good chance there for Fargo South.
That was their best chance, as Weisgarber with a good shot, and it's hard to see through that big 1-9 in front of you for Eric Olsen. Because standing right on the doorstep was Campbell. Again, you see in the Farmers Union replay, and Campbell unable to get to the rebound. Boy, Eric Olsen has stood confident in there for Red River on the few chances he's had to face.
The Riders able to clear the zone. Campbell can't quite find the handle. Weisgarber will get it back in. Larson's shot is stopped. Vegan there to block that. Now it's Vegan and Larson fighting for it behind the net.
Kick it out. Work, it's gone.
And it's freed up. You heard the official. And it's cleared out of the zone. Knocked back in by Aluki. Vegan swings and misses and centers it, but can't connect. Again, a couple different chances. Olsen with the save, a couple of saves right on the doorstep. And it swung back behind the net. Riders just try to clear the zone, and they do that now and send it down, and we'll have an icing. But that's probably the best chance now for Fargo South.
Well, it was a great shift by Weisberger, Larson, and Campbell, and they generated 3-4 different chances. Here again, you see on the Farmers Union replay. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 whacks, 4 whacks. Really 4 saves there by Olsen. And again, the senior goaltender comes up big as the ice has suddenly started to tip to our right. And Fargo South here in the first 4 minutes of this second have generated several good score opportunities. Again, on the Farmers Union replay, you see the shot come from the point, and Olsen out as he has been, cutting the angle. It's a different Fargo South team we're seeing to start the second period.
Much more aggressive. Another whistle after Olsen covers up. Fisher chasing after it for the Bruins. Delisle there to take him off the puck. It's centered and loose in front, but now the Riders recover. And Mahalka tries to send it in. And it's sent in off sides, I believe.
Mahalka tried to get it in deep, and it came off one of the South defensemen. Just stayed over the blue line as he stepped across. Spee stepped in with the puck, and resulting offside. Over whistle. Quick line change again for the Fargo South Bruins. Dean Wilson starting to see what he or like what he sees, and keeping his rotation going pretty quickly.
Galt swats that out of midair and gets it back out to center ice. Holm can't quite get it in. Mahalka takes it in. Now is a good chance for Schaefer. Quick shot and a pad save by McLean. Galbraith with another shot that gets deflected wide of the net. And the Bruins dig it free. Doden sends it in from center ice. Olsen will just hang on, but a good chance there for Red River.
I'll tell you what, that was one fine save made by Ben McLean, but a great play on the rebound by Jake Olsen as he tied up the Red River player driving to the net. If not, you're going to get to take a look at in the Farmers Union replay. The quick shot from Schaefer, the good toe save, and look at the nice play there. Actually, that was by Dalby coming back. And if he doesn't tie up speed, she's 3-0.
And the puck gets back out of the zone. Lukey can't quite keep it in. Now Red River takes over at center ice. Kuntz gets a shot off, but he was poke checked from behind. And the puck back out to neutral ice. Kyle Andres sends it in.
An offside called again. I think that maybe the Red River player had gotten back out over the blue line, but nonetheless the call is made, and the faceoff will come out to the left side of McLean, just across the Fargo South blue line. 11:53 left in the second. 2-0 Red River.
Riders win the draw, but it gets sent deep into their own end. Vegan will chase after it. He fans on the pass. Now it's sent up along the boards, and Lukey can't quite keep it in. At center ice. Worden gets it back out of his own Bruin zone. Riders have to touch up. Back after it, Grant Larson. He loses the handle. Buligan almost with a chance there. Sink can't quite keep it in. Now it's smacked back into the zone. Campbell just try to knock it out of the zone. Scrabel with a shot in on net. McLean will cover up as Scrabel comes racing in.
Well, at the end of the first period, Kim asked Matt Malm about the dreaded 2-goal lead. I think coaches like talking about that about as much as a goaltender likes hearing the word shutout with about 2 or 3 minutes left in a game. But the next goal in this one certainly will be a big momentum swing. We're about halfway through the second period. And Red River's been hanging on a bit here in the first part of the first half of the second period.
That one's sent in by Jake Fisher. And a rebound. Quick shot there, but Eric Olsen up to the challenge, and he makes the save.
Well, then that sequence really shows the difference between the first and second period. As you see on the Farmers Union replay, Fargo South is now starting to win some of the foot races as Klebe gets to the puck, gets the shot on net, forces Olsen to make his 7th save of the period. Just 2 shots in this period, Scott, for Red River.
Klebe with that shot. He's in on the draw right now, and it comes back to Galt. Galt will send it over to Olsen. Olsen skates in, shoots, hits traffic in front. The rebound just goes wide of the net. And the puck is cleared out of the zone. Scrabel chasing after it for Red River, and he'll send it back in. And now here comes the Bruins. Klebe loses the handle. Shot there by Dalby is deflected by the defender. And back comes Delisle for Red River. Galt on him. Delisle centers it, but nobody there. Pass intended there for Dalby, and that goes down the ice for icing. We'll take a quick break. 10:14 to go in period number 2. Riders still on top, 2-0. And we're ready to drop the puck inside the Bruin zone. 10:14 to go, and Bruin gets tossed out of the circle. Dalby steps in, wins the draw, and it's sent all the way back down the ice. And let's do it again.
Very quick line change for Fargo South. As Weisbarger steps out with Larson and Campbell again. They've had some great shifts here in the second, but nothing to show for it. 10:07 left. And Red River will change defense accordingly. And with the last line change going the way of Fargo South, this game of tic-tac-toe continues. As with that last line change, as Red River tries to change its defense, Matt Malm not going to be allowed to do that.
And now we're ready to go. The Riders win the draw. Galbraith with the shot that goes wide of the net. Campbell after it for the Bruins. Gets it out of the zone. Larson sends it back in. He takes a seat. Vegan with a check there at the blue line. Not quite kept in. Campbell brings it in, but Weisgarber not touched up yet.
Well, it's obvious when this number 1 South line is out. Matt Malm wants his 2 big defensemen. Matt Hill, see the check here, is standing up nicely. Big number 2, Jake Vegan. Hello. But that's who he wants out there when this number 1 line is out. He's going to do what he has to get him out there.
Campbell racing after it. Battle for it in the corner. Larson pinned up against the boards there.
Work it out. Work it out. It's gone. It's gone. Let go, 6. Let go.
And here the officials down there tell him to work it out, and it gets free and back to center ice. Now chasing after it is Dan Worden for the Bruins. And he's hounded there by David Spees. He's got a goal in this game. And the puck hits the net up top. We'll have a face-off.
Love having those mics hooked up.
Oh, yeah.
Officials. It's always kind of interesting.
Gives you a good idea what's going on at ice level.
Haven't been anything come out over that'll get anybody arrested. Just some good instruction.
Beeligan gets the shot off, and McLean sprawls out for a save, so another face-off.
We saw how important those face-offs were in this first game of the evening, the semifinal. As Tom Campbell was controlling the draws and won 3 in a row that finally Austin Root put in the back of the Grand Forks Central net, the big goal for them. And, of course, what turned out to be a 4-3 overtime loss. And what a spectacular game that was.
Oh.
And Mr. Hockey candidate Jake Mardo ended it.
Good chance here for Fargo South, but just off the stick of Ramberg. Centering pass coming in from Jake Fisher. And back up to the point. Olsen tries to get it back deep. Here, Klebe, second line out here for Fargo South. Klebe gets it back to Olsen. The shot pad save there by Eric Olsen, and he covers up.
Hey, this line isn't pretty, but it's probably been their best line so far tonight. They just come out and muck it out every shift. They've created some turnover down in the Red River end. They've made transition out of the zone difficult, and they've gotten some shots on net. And, they stay out, and again, Matt Malm responds quickly with a change of defense. When they're in trouble, they get Vegan and Hill out there as fast as they can.
Olsen dumps it back into the corner. And a big hit there. Ramberg checked up there by a couple of number 6s going after it. Matt Hill, one of the big defensemen for Red River. This is Hill after it for the Riders. And a shot by Olson that gets stopped by the defense in front. And Clevey winds up. That one deflected wide by the defense. Hill tries to just get it out of the zone. He does that, but we'll bring it back after the icing call.
Tell you what, this line has turned the momentum just about every shift they've been out there this period for Fargo South. Had Red River on their heels. Matt Hill didn't like what he saw. And boy, Matt Hill, number 6, reminds me of an old Red River player, number 6, who's still got the same number with the University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux. His blonde hair is real, Andy Schneider. They look very similar out there. Same size. Andy might be a little bit more offensively oriented, certainly.
And there is Hill off the boards, clears the zone. Sent back in deep to the Bruins zone. Dan Worden after it. Puck stuck along the board momentarily. Benke, number 23, battling for it. Now Sink finally digs it free, spins and sends it back in. A chance there. The shot doesn't quite get everything that Benke wanted on it. And sent back up to neutral ice. McLean steers it aside for Worden. Back up to neutral ice. This is Weisgarber skating in, looking for someone to pass it to. Gets deflected nicely there by Hill. Larson falls down on the play. Chance for Red River. Puck comes out of the zone, though. It's knocked back in. Schaefer sends it back in. Now around the corner. Lukey sends it up to center ice. Hill, that's where he has it. And the battle for it right on the red line. Now the Riders with it. Hill tries to get the shot off, but that's deflected. Spees with it. Tries to center it back. An open look there for a shot in the goal. I think Spees has number 2.
He sure does. And boy, again, you can't blame McLean on that one. Too many Fargo South players get caught off ice. And a real nice transition here started by Hill as he got it into the Rider zone. It's Spees with 2 goals tonight, and boy, 6:29 left the second. Fargo South is in trouble.
Mahalka kind of got this started too. He took the initial shot right here.
But Spees made the nice play, got it back. Hill got it in the zone, and look at that.
Whoa.
Oh, lots of net, and he just gets it past McLean. Here again, another angle. Great communication out there as Mahalka was back in the slot. He took the initial shot. McLean made the nice save. But right there is Spieth for his second goal on the night, 3-0 Red River.
Well, that's that first line that's getting it done for Red River. All 3 goals by that line tonight. A chance for Fargo South here. Eric Olson. The puck gets loose, but the whistle is blown.
And look who's right in the middle of that again. Number 6, Josh Ramberg. He's been around the net all night long. Haven't been able to finish anything, but it's another good shift. Getting that tempo switched back to Fargo South, and boy, I'll tell you, they need one soon. They are on there. We'll see how they react. They probably haven't faced this level of adversity all year long.
It's been a while. Their only loss to a North Dakota team was early in the season. They lost to Bismarck High and they lost to Grafton. Those are the first 2 games of the year for Fargo South.
And they were missing Weisgarber for those?
He played sparingly and finally shut it down for a few games.
Well, they're going to be tested right now. This has not been a Red River team that scored a lot of goals, and they've given them up grudgingly, so they aren't going to come easy.
Well, it's a very defensive-minded Red River team, and that does not bode well if you're Fargo South. Shots just not coming for Fargo South. Lyle rings it around the boards. Sink battling with Eric Galt back there. Again, Galt, the leading scorer for the Bruins. Finally, Scrabel digs it free. This is Galt. Send it back in with Dougal. Number 4 battling in the corner. Scrabel tries to dig it free. And now it does come free. Someone looking for the handle. Galt will send it back over to Olson, who will wind up and shoot again. Delisle there for the block. Galt sends it back into the corner. No harm done there. And the Riders able to clear the zone, and they'll take an icing penalty with 4:56 to go. The Riders now with a 3-0 lead.
Well, Scott, I'll tell you what, every shift going out the rest of this period is big for Fargo South. They've got their big line out there. They need them to make something happen.
And, of course, Red River responds with its big defenseman. The puck stays in the Red River zone, though. And now it's finally tapped back out. Lukey after it for the Bruins. But Hill is there to swat it back to neutral ice. Now Vegan chasing it down. Here comes Larson after it along with Spies in the near board. And it's sent back down the ice, and it looks like we will have an icing. Another face-off coming in the Red River zone.
Well, they're very defensively conscious, and if they sense any trouble, it's off the glass, out of the zone, and you're going to get a lot of icings out of that. 4:18 left in the second. The difference in this hockey game has been that Red River has been able to penetrate inside the dots with their chances. You can't blame Ben McLean. He's done his part, but they've just had 2 good opportunities, and they've made good on 3 of them. And Fargo South is just not finding the good opportunities in front of Eric Olson. And when they have, the very couple they've had, Eric Olson's been solid.
Now the Riders break out. Andres with a chance here. He gets it up ahead, and that one poked away from Kuntz. Buligan fighting for it. And Kuntz backhands it around. Buligan in front, and a goal. Pretty play. Kyle Andres to Buligan, and the Riders up 4-0.
Well, if you're a Fargo South supporter, and certainly Dean Wilson, you got to be an absolute shock. I just said the big line's got to come out and do something. I didn't have a Red River goal in mind, Scott. And it was a great play down in deep. And a big goal by Buligan as the nice pass came from behind the net. Let's take a look on the replay. Again, we talked about how they've been able to penetrate down deep. Kutz puts it behind the net, Andres, and again, that's just great communication. As Buligan, gave him a shout. He put it right in the tape, and the bang-bang, and Dean Wilson needs a timeout.
4th goal of the year for the senior Buligan. Andres, really a big game yesterday, was key to that comeback for Grand Forks Red River. And let's check in and see what Dean has to say.
Sure, there's heart. What else are we hearing down there, Pete?
Guys, he's telling them to try and play like it's a 0-0 game. Forget the scoreboard. Come out, play it like it's even, and see what happens. That's really what they have to do.
Well, and I think that's great advice because, you can't do anything about the first 31 minutes that have been played here. 3.5 left in the second period, and the only way you're going to get back in it is one at a time. And you got to start pretty doggone soon if that's going to happen.
And I think the tone of what Dean Wilson was saying, too. He wasn't yelling, wasn't screaming, very calm. He said, look, we got to start turning this around, and we have to do it right now.
Well, there's an old saying, coaches coach and players play. And when you're at this point in the season in a state tournament, if the players aren't ready to play, there's not a heck of a lot as a coach you can do about it.
That's Scrabel looking to center it. Weisgarber knocks that down. And it comes back up to the point. Hill sends it in. Scrabel looking again to center it. Now Weisgarber sends it up to Larson. First line on the ice for Fargo South. Larson will send it in behind the Rider net. Campbell back there with Vegan. And the puck pinned up against the far boards. Finally dug free. Lukey will let the wrister go. That block is blocked by traffic in front. Grable got hit a couple times there, I think, as he's trying to get off on a shift change. And Campbell back up at center ice, looking to maybe get free on a break, but the puck hops over the glass.
Well, Hill calmly stepped in, got the stick on it. You're right. Campbell was down deep trying to get the breakaway. They tried the long pass. 2:51 left. A good shift. And really, Fargo South needs one badly. They really need, I think, two before the end of this period. They'd hate to go to the locker room behind by 4, I'll tell you that.
Now another chance here for Red River as Schaefer's shot gets steered wide. Spies after the rebound. And friendly dug free. Ramberg gets it back into the Riders zone, but the Riders clear it back out. Sent back in behind Eric Olson. Schaefer there battling for it. Now it's sent to Plebe with a shot that goes wide. Galt high off the glass. He gets crunched into the boards, and we're going to have a Red River penalty coming up. And there's the whistle.
Spies is going to go off on the checking from behind. So with 2:09 left, the Rough Riders of Red River will play the rest of this period. Again, on the Farmers Union Insurance replay. Galt, dangerous check in hockey.
Oof.
The Spies comes from behind. That one's real clear. This is one of those situations where nothing's been going right for Fargo South. If Dean Blaze was behind the bench, he'd pull Blaine McLean right now because that's how badly they need a goal.
Yep. 2 minutes on the board left in the period and on the power play here for Fargo South. Galt back at the point. Weisgarber will send it across ice. Lukey. Now back to Larson. Larson gives it over to Weisgarber. Weisgarber tries to center it, but that's taken away. And backhanded, not all the way down the ice, just to center ice.
God, it's pretty safe to say this is a must situation. Down 4-0 for Fargo South right now.
Campbell, his pass is taken away, and it's sent all the way back down the ice where McLean will play it.
Boy, if you can't telegraph him like that, it made it easy for Matt Hill just to step in and throw it down ice.
Campbell doesn't quite get it in. Now Benke, he'll take a shot short-handed, and McLean forced to make a save.
Well, Grand Forks Red River has played so solid defensively, forced all the shots from the perimeter, and the way they play the game, they just try to force you to make a mistake. And tonight the difference is they have capitalized on those offensively. And with 1:15 left in the second period, as Serge Gambucci used to say, pretty soon they're going to be 17 minutes from Broadway on their way to the state championship game.
Levy steers it out of his own zone, but it gets sent back in and into the crowd. 1:07 to go, 59 seconds on the man advantage for the Bruins.
Boy, Hill and Vegan are composed back there. Two big horses. Communicate well, stand tall, stand up when they have to, and really keep things cleaned out in front of Eric Olson. Down to a minute left in the power play.
And again, Vegan will send it all the way down the ice. But 8 seconds different on the power play and the period clock. Galt sends it in around the boards. Levy battling for it. And so is Lukey, but it comes free. Maholka will chase after it along with Galt. 25 seconds to go on the man advantage. Ramberg at center ice. Gets around Vegan. Vegan, nice job of coming back. Takes the man off the puck. And Lukey can't keep it in the zone. 10 seconds to go, and I don't know if they got a shot yet on this power play.
Nope.
And now another power play opportunity coming up here, though, for Fargo South.
Well, and that's a bad penalty on Ryan Schaefer's part. You're 4-0 ahead in the game. You're just about to take your momentum into the locker room. 3 seconds left in the first play, and that may be just a little bit tired. Is the brief two-man power play opportunity. If I tell you what, if I'm Dean Wilson right now, I pull Ben McLean. Only 11 seconds left in the period. You got to have a goal. And you got really nothing to lose. What trust in a freshman to have him out there 5-on-3.
And then Spies is back on the ice for the Riders. A shot from the center ice. Goes wide, so 2 more goals for Grand Forks Red River. They take a 4-0 lead into the third period. Fargo South will have 1:49 left on its power play as it starts the third period.
No fun for Pete to do this one. We'll see what Dean Wilson has to say. They need some magic.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to get something going here.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Much better period for you guys, but the result not any different. What do you say?
You know, the first period we didn't come out of the chutes, and they wanted it more than we did. We tried to crank it up, but now we got to hold it. We got to try to climb out of it.
You do have a power play to try and work a goal out of to start the third period. That could help.
Yeah, we got to play with a sense of urgency now. We got to take some chances, try to narrow the gap. We got to get after it.
A long shot, but can they do it?
Yeah, we've done it all year. So.
All right, good luck. Thanks, Coach. Guys.
All right, thanks very much, Pete. Obviously, Dean Wilson none too pleased right now in this 4-0 hole heading into the third.
Well, those are the tough assignments, Pete, to go down in a situation like that. There's no great questions you can ask. And, you know, again, coaches coach and players play. And Dean will really see what kind of pride his guys have and how they come out and start this third. They almost have to have a goal here soon and see if they can try and create some momentum and scratch their way back into it.
He said his team needs to take some chances. We'll see. 4-0. The Riders in control after 2. We'll be back with more after this.
Nodak Mutual Insurance, a proud supporter of North Dakota High School Athletics and a sponsor of our period breaks here at the 2005 State High School Hockey Tournament. Well, 2 more goals for Grand Forks Red River makes it 4-0. You know, I looked at, I was watching the expressions, I know, from Coach Wilson. Coach, his words said, yes, we have a chance. His expression on his face said, ooh, it's slim. Let's find out what Kim is doing. I think he must have had the thumb out. Kim, did you find a ride?
Well, I did find a ride. This is my first ride on a Zamboni, and my driver, Denny Gunderson. And Denny, how long you been riding this thing, driving this thing?
Oh, about 37 years.
All right, so did you have to pass a test with the Highway Patrol, or how does that work?
No, I haven't done that.
All right, obviously taking care of the ice, a pretty important job. This building is known as being a little warmer. Does that make a difference for a ZAM driver?
Not too much, no.
All right, so explain it. The ZAM obviously buffs the ice, lays a new layer of water down. Can you explain that for me?
Well, it shapes and lays the water down at the same time.
And these fans, they love you. Can you give them a little horn there?
Oh, yeah. I give them every once in a while, I give them the horn. You get a lot of cheer from them.
All right, and now you got 2 ZAMs out here. You never have a traffic problem?
No, we don't have no traffic problem. It goes good.
All right. So the pattern is always the same, right? You guys got this down pretty well.
Oh yeah, so we keep it the same so we don't get mixed up here. So.
And quite a view. This is the first time I've had a chance to sit up this high. Being on the ice, it's like being on skates times about 10, huh?
Yeah, it's about the same.
Obviously enjoy it. It's a good way to stay involved in hockey, huh?
Oh, yes. I like it a lot.
And you explain the speed, the little. You don't have a lot of gears here. I noticed that right away.
We got a hydrostatic in them. So it just cruises right along.
So you get a nice ice storm. Do they let you drive this out of the building?
No. No, they don't.
All right, they're not going to let you do that, huh? All right, Lee, you should join me. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, my seat's a little bit higher than yours is down there, Kim, and I'm not quite moving as fast. So Fundo enjoying his Zamboni ride. Well, we are riding our way into the championship contest tomorrow night. Central's in, and the Rough Riders, well, through 2, looking good for Grand Forks against Grand Forks. It's a 4-0 lead for the Riders. This period break brought to you by Nodak Mutual Insurance, proud supporter of North Dakota High School Athletics. It's a 4-0 Red River lead. Spies has 2 goals, Mahalka 3 assists, and Ryan Schaefer a goal and an assist. And the last goal scored by Luke Buligan to make it 4-0 Red River. Tell you what, guys, this does not look like a team that just last week was being talked about like, is your 38 in a row streak going to end in terms of making it to the state tournament? The Rough Riders looking good to make it to the championship game again.
Well, that's very true, Lee. And I talked to Matt Malm about that last night, and he said, that kind of lit a fire into this team because a lot of people, around school said, you guys almost blew it. You almost choked. They were down 2-0 to Fargo North in this qualifying game. That streak of 38 is still alive, but that kind of lit a fire into this team because everyone was saying what they almost didn't do.
Well, when you're talking about big first lines coming into this tournament, you weren't talking about Mahalka, Schaefer, and Spies. But I'll tell you what, they've gotten it done so far for Red River in the tournament. Yesterday in the quarterfinals and tonight in the semis, and a 4-0 lead. And Dean Wilson's just got to be pulling his hair out. Twice as many shot attempts in the second period. But if you measure again those quality shots from dot to dot, 3 chances for each team. Red River makes good on 2 of the 3. And of those 19 shot attempts that Fargo South had, most of them were from a long ways away. They just can't break inside and get any shot opportunities. And I'm sure Dean Wilson's telling them, you got to go hard to the net. You got to force them to take penalties. We got to have some goals, and we got to have them quick.
Well, it was Red River that had the goals in that second period, 2 of them, in fact. And we'll take a look at the first one here, second goal of the game for Mr. Spies.
Well, this one really started with Matt Hill getting the puck in the zone. Schaefer got it down in deep to Mahalka. He got the first shot. You see Spies gets it, picks it up from Schaefer. Back to Mahalka. He makes the shot. The rebound. Spies just circles around the net. He had a lot to shoot at. He almost missed it. Put it right into McLean as McLean had to scramble to try to get back. But that made it 3-0. Then this is just great communication. Andres right back in front to Buligan. And again, McLean really didn't have a chance at all. That was just terrific communication. The assists going to Andres and Kuntz, and that made it 4-0. And Fargo South now will have 1:49 of power play. They had finished the second period with a couple minutes of power play they didn't get a shot on. And again, we talked about that being a must. This is a must.
Oh, absolutely. Let's take a closer look here. We talked about those quality shots. The North Dakota State Seed Stats report here after 2 periods. And, the quality chances, Red River make good on those. South didn't. That's basically what it comes down to.
The real difference is the great quality opportunities inside, right by the goaltender, have basically all been Red River's way. And they've made good on 4 of them. You can't fault Ben McLean. Eric Olson's just had a lot more help down the other side where those big defensemen have either blocked the shots or they forced them from such an angle that it was easy for him to see. He's really only had 1 or 2 real quality saves, you'd say, throughout the hockey game these first 2 periods.
Oh, 2 minutes left here until we get started. Grab a bite, sit down. We'll see if Fargo South can come back from a 4-0 deficit. You see the clock at the top of your screen counting down to the start of period number 3, final period of the game, unless
it may be counting down on what's been a magical season for the Fargo South Bruins. They've got Mount McKinley, if not Mount Everest, to climb here, depending on which continent you're in. Down 4-0 to a Red River team that just doesn't give up any goals and has not given up really any good, solid opportunities. Now on the power play for 1:49, the Fargo South Bruins. They've got to put one on the board here behind Eric Olson here early in the third and see if they can one at a time scratch their way back in.
That's right. This first 1:49 will be key for Fargo South. On the power play, the puck is sent deep into the Bruins zone. Caleb Lukey chasing after it for the Bruins. Galt, number 8, back as well. As they lead the rush up ice, Adam Campbell now for the Bruins. Backhands it around to Weisgarber. Comes to the point. Galt tries to keep it in. He does so, but now it's bouncing around a little bit. Now it's swatted back out of the zone, and Lukey will have to chase after it. 1:15 to go on the extra man advantage for Fargo South. Galt sends it into the zone. Weisgarber battling for it. Larson back to the point. And it's sent back. Nobody there except for Vegan, who rattles it around the boards. It comes high in the air. Back down to the ice, Campbell. Larson, a shot on net, and a goal! Somehow it got through Olsen, and the Bruins are on the board.
Well, a real nice job by Lukey keeping the puck in the zone. 58 seconds here into the third. They've got that first one. We'll see if it opens the gates. I think Eric Olsen was a bit distracted. It was a 2-on-1 down in deep. He might have leaned a little bit towards the guy that was right outside the crease here. Here you see Grant Larson. He gets it back down in deep. He takes a look, and I'm not sure if he was trying to pass this, but that's one Eric Olsen would like to have back. That just snuck under his stick. Again on the Farmers Union Insurance replay. As he picked up the pass from Adam Campbell, Grant Larson breaks that goose egg, and on the power play gets the Fargo South Bruins on the board.
So a minute into the third period, South on the board, but still trailing by 3 goals as Scrabel goes chasing after it. Lukey's still on the ice. Ramberg's battling now for Fargo South. And Scrabel there for Red River. He'll send it back into the Bruin zone. Lukey backhands it around. Jake Fisher. Now it's Klebe. Red River back on defense though. Sink tries to knock it out of the zone. Knocks it off the official. Powers, the freshman, lets the shot go. Olsen has some trouble with the rebound, but covers up for a faceoff.
Well, he can't get sloppy. Again, the bad penalty at the end of the second, carrying over into the third, was what really set this up for Fargo South. And a little burst of energy here for them as they start the third. We'll see if they can build on it, Scott.
15:06 to play in this one. Dalby leaves it back. Now it works its way around to Galt, who wrists it in, but gets sent into the corner. A loose stick there. Galt tries to send it in again, but this one taken away. It's a chance here now for Kutz. He's skating in. Backhand McLean kicks it away. Now the Bruins come up with it. This is McDougall. He has it taken away. Powers, though, had it for a moment. He had it taken away as well. Now Galt will chase after it in his own zone. Sends it around the boards. Dalby battling for it. Schaefer centers it. Mahalka there for a moment. Couldn't quite handle the pass. And Vegan will send it back in. Now Galt, almost a giveaway there to Mahalka. Saw you jump out of your shoes there for a second.
Yeah, trying to figure out what a very good player was thinking of there, sending it right up the middle. Mahalka, if it got off his body, but had it with an easy shot right into the net.
The Bruins trying to get something started. Weisgarber. Leave it for Larson, who takes it in. Another penalty coming up here on Red River. The shot by Larson is deflected wide. I don't think he knew there was a delayed penalty. McLean skating off the ice, but there's the whistle.
Well, this is exactly the formula for Dean Wilson. Another bad penalty here on the part of Red River is going in as Corey Sink. 13:44 left. 4-1 is the Red River lead. You're going to take a penalty at this juncture, ought to save a goal. Anything other than that was way away from the play.
Yep, it was.
As he just dragged his man down coming in the zone. And they're giving life. They're taking him off of life support and giving him at least a little oxygen here. And the next thing you know, if this goes to a 2-goal game with a lot of time, suddenly it's quite a hockey game.
Galt fakes the shot, wrists it in. Puck loose in front. Swatted at there by Lukey. It's run around the boards. Galt sends it back in. Ramberg now behind the net. Spins away from a defender, Hill. Now spins back into Hill. Hill trying to tie it up. Now it comes back out to Lukey. Lukey wrists it in, but again, good defense. Benke deflects it back into the corner. Hill tries to send it around. Vegan gets to it. And he will send it all the way down the ice. 1:15 to go in the man advantage. And here comes Lukey, centers it. Now Larson after it. Campbell. Weisgarber with the shot. And that's deflected, and it's cleared back all the way down the ice. McLean forced to make a stop. 48 seconds to go in the man advantage for Fargo South. Weisgarber with it, taking it across the blue line. He gets ridden off the puck. Larson has it momentarily. Campbell to Larson. Back to Weisgarber. Galt at the point. Fakes the shot, sends it back over. Galt. That one deflected. Back to Lukey, who sends it in behind the net. 20 seconds to go. The man advantage. A shot in front by Weisgarber is steered aside. Now Galt back at the point. He has it taken away, and here's a chance for Kuntz. A break for Derek Kuntz. Kuntz, McLean with a save. Keep this game alive for Fargo South.
That may turn out to be huge later.
The penalty is now over as Campbell takes the shot. It's steered away. And both teams at even strength now. Even strength rather. Puck back to center ice.
Boy, McLean stayed with that nice. Kuntz tried to make him make the first move, and he just stood tall.
Ramberg with a save there. The rebound comes right back out front. Back into the south zone. Worden chases after it, almost loses it to Schaefer. Vegan now battling with it with Ramberg. And Hill will send it back in on goal. McLean has to kick it away. And Hill will take a big shot, and a pad save there by McLean. Puck back out to center ice. Cleveland chasing after Hill. He crunches him up against the boards. Mahalka with it as he turns away from Ian Powers. Off the boards, it's kept in the zone. Dalby looking to center. He does so. Trying to do a little give and go there with Klebe, but it doesn't work. And Hill will ring it around the boards. It's kept in by Galt, who sends it back in. Now McDougall off a stick. Shot blocked there by Olsen. Olsen with it again. And that one's sent out. Galt with a shot, doesn't get much on it. McDougall tries to spin and fire. He's knocked off the puck. And racing in after it now. Benke for Red River. And the shot there doesn't quite get all of it. Galbraith. Back to center ice. And Scrabel knocks it back in for Red River. 9:35 to go in this one. Red River still up by 3, 4-1. Powers now with it for Fargo South, a little bit out of his reach. And back into the Riders zone. Weisgarber battling with it. Weisgarber now gets it away free. Weisgarber trying the backhand, but Olsen there to knock a couple away. And Galbraith now with it for Red River. Knocks it off the glass. Doesn't clear the zone. Olsen shoots it in, but that's wide. Weisgarber dumped in front of the net. Sink now with it. Another Bruin player. Weisgarber down again. And sent back up to center ice where Lukey will corral it. And a chance here now for South catching Red River on a change, but Olsen makes a glove save and hangs on.
Boy, and did they have them caught in an exhausting change.
Get out!
As Larson throws the puck on net, little does he realize he's got Adam Campbell breaking down the middle. And if he just slips it over to him, he's in all alone. Instead, the long shot, the easy save, and I think Larson probably caught at the end of that shift and did clear it as well. 8:45 left, 4-1. This is the Fargo South team that Dean Wilson looked for at the start of the game.
Yeah, a lot of pressure here for the Bruins in this third period. The question is it too little, too late? Lukey. Over the word, and it gets sent back in now behind Eric Olsen. Fisher is there, as is Klebe for South. And it gets sent back up. Galt, backhand it back in. Holm goes after it with Ramberg. And now finally the Riders control and bring it back out. Here's Andres, who will just flip it in, and he'll go off on a change. Olsen trying to get something started, sends it back to center ice. It's now flipped high off the glass and swatted into the Bruins zone. Spees chasing after it with Lukey. Now Schaefer comes in to help out. Schaefer, I think, looking up top for Vegan, but that's picked off by Powers. Powers has it knocked away. Now a rink-wide pass here. Schaefer chasing after it. Tries to center it, but it's blocked by Gulp. Maholka doing battle along the near boards. Now Powers, a chance for maybe a 3-on-2 here for the Bruins. That pass doesn't quite connect with McDougall. Now a chance here for Red River. Maholka winds up and blasts, and I think that might have hit part of the top crossbar there. No damage done for the Bruins as Dalby turns around with it. He tries to send it in, but it's swatted back to center ice. And the Bruins don't touch up. We'll have an offsides, and we will take a break. 6:55 to go. Red River still in control, 4-1. This is the Farmers Union Insurance Fan Cam. Scouting out fans throughout the game here tonight. And we should mention this telecast of the tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Here's a chance for Red River. Scrabel trying to get a 2-on-1. McLean knocks it free. The rebound steered wide. And now here come the Bruins. Weisgarber. He gets poked off the puck. Centered in front, though. Larson with a chance. Campbell with a chance. A backhand try goes wide in front there by Worden. Benke will just clear it down the ice to calm things down a little bit. We'll get an icing and a face-off back in the Rider zone.
Well, and that's what Fargo South's going to have to do. When they get chances, as Dean Wilson alluded to, they're going to have to take some chances. Throw 4 people in deep as they did there. Try to get a rebound. Just keep putting it on net. 6:20 left.
Put it in front, shoot on net.
Storm the net, put it on front. Defensemen be up. If you give up some 2-on-1, some odd man opportunities, so be it, because you got to get some in order to get back in this one.
Galt takes a swat at it, but it ricochets back deep into the south zone. 6 minutes to go in this game. Red River still on top by 3. Kuntz after it for the Riders. Backhanded trying for Buligan. And away with it comes Klebe. Starting the rush up ice. Eric Klebe with a wrister and a glove saved by Olsen.
I don't think that Eric Galk, I'm not sure if he's left the ice here in the third period. That's part of the formula to try to get back in it, is keep your leading scorer out there. See if he can help try to create something. And I think that's probably what we're going to see Tarek Howard do with Jake Mardo tomorrow night. Young man better get a good night's sleep. I'm sure he'll be awful excited after that overtime goal to put Grand Forks Central with a chance to get a 3rd straight championship.
Shot there deflected by Olsen. McDougall with a chance as Olsen down to the ground, down to the ice. Shot goes wide and high. Powers battling Delisle for it. It's centered in front, but now poked back to the corner. Powers backhands it to Jake Olsen. He can't do much with it. Schaefer had a chance, but it's sent back in. Now here's Schaefer with it for Red River. Puts on the brakes, gets a shot off, but McLean steers that aside. Maholka now with it for the Riders. Time continues to tick. 5 minutes to go. McDougall battling Schaefer. Now Eric Galt off the boards. Powers who gets it back up to center ice.
6 men on the ice. Too many men on the ice. My fingers, I tried it. I ran out. I got one too many. 7 counting the goaltender and a 4:43 left.
9-2 or one of these 3.
They had too many. They got caught in a bad line change. What he's basically telling him is, look, it's got to be somebody who was on the ice. It's got to go off and serve the penalty. And David Spee says, I'm tired. I'll do it. I'll take it. You can count them right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, guys.
Boys, line up.
Well, you know what? He's pulling a goaltender, and he's got to do it. You know, they've 4:43. They're down by 3 goals. They haven't been getting a lot of chances, and they got to have it. So certainly agree with what Dean Wilson's doing here. It's all or none.
Ben McLean off the ice for the extra attacker. That gives South a 6-on-4 advantage, at least for the next 2 minutes.
The opportunity here for Red River is they can ice it so they can take any free shot, any chance they've got, they can go at the net.
Galt winds up. That shot deflected, and
that one's headed down I-29.
Luckily, the net was there.
Must have got a piece of a stick because the faceoff is going to come, a Red River stick, because the faceoff is going to come out towards the top of the zone. Derek Kuntz will step in. He'll just try to rattle it right off the faceoff outside of the zone. He went the other way to Hill, but they don't clear.
Nope, stays in. Galt still has it. Now it does get past the blue line, and that's an offside.
And that's one situation where the Red River guys are going, geez, because we had Andries away in the breakaway, and he could have done a little dance down there and had plenty of time before he could have put it away and put this game away. 4:20 left the game, 1:38 in the Fargo South power play, and they've pulled their goaltender down by 3.
Lukey will dump it into the zone. Bruins give chase. Weisgarber sends it back up to Galt, and Galt can't handle it. Keep in mind, it's an empty net on the other end. Galt finally corrals it and takes it back in himself. Now Galt backhands it back to Weisgarber. Larson circling, lets the wrister go, tries to get it through traffic. Puck still loose in front, and it just goes by the goal. No damage done. Weisgarber still with it. Galt back to Weisgarber. He gets the backhand, but that goes right through everybody. Lukey gets the shot off. That deflects behind the net through traffic. And Larson now with it. Lukey's asking for it. He gets the shot off. Hits the defender in front. Now it's flipped high into the air. 39 seconds to go on the power play for Fargo South. Weisgarber takes it in, looking to feed it to Campbell, but that's deflected. Galt and Larson both battling with it. Now it's sent down the ice by Benke.
That's a nice unselfish play. He didn't think net. He just thought of his team and got it down in deep, which is exactly what they needed. Burn more time off. Just 16 seconds left in the Fargo South power play, and down to 2:50 in the game.
Doden fighting for it, and a shot there by Klebe. Olsen there to make the save.
And that was a good shot opportunity, and Olsen comes out, cuts the angle, and boy, he's controlled the rebounds nicely. On a Farmers Union Insurance replay, here you see Klebe step in. Didn't have a lot of room to work with, but got the quick shot away. That was about as good as it got in the minute 56 of power play Fargo South has had.
And that's about to expire right now in 1 second, and now Red River back at full strength. South still with the extra skater. The puck loose in front there. Galt will wind up and let it go, and that hits Doden in front. Doden trying to corral it and jam it home, but Olsen there to cover up.
Yeah, and once again, it's tough to make your way through those big trees, those defensemen, those redwoods that Red River has out in front, and Eric Olsen gets a good chance to search around, find the puck, and tie it up. And nothing to lose. Dean Wilson will keep the goaltender, Ben McLean, out. Keep the goaltender pulled with 2:29 left. Is on the Farmers Union Insurance replay. You see it all once again.
Galt dumps it back in. Fisher. Now Weisgarber back to Galt at the point. The wrister gets deflected wide again. Campbell trying to backhand it in front. Vegan on him. Now back to Galt at the point again. Over to Lukey. He'll dump it in. And now a chance here for Red River. Mahalka is eyeing that empty net. Schaefer is too. But it's turned back up ice by Fargo South. Here's a chance for Weisgarber. His shot gets deflected into the corner. Campbell. Now Weisgarber looking for Campbell. A shot in front and a goal. That's Jake Fisher in front. And it pulls Fargo South to within 2.
Well, minute 47 left. Certainly, Dean Wilson will probably exercise his timeout here to get a little gas back in the tank. They're down by 2 now, and plenty of time. If they get another one, make it awful interesting here going down the stretch. And I would think he would take his timeout. He's standing on top of the dashboard. Maybe not.
Nope. Fisher, Ramberg now for the Bruins.
Different thinking on that sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to lose the momentum.
Yep. Good point. Down to 1:30 to go in the game. South down by 2. Riders hanging on to that lead. That's Scrabel battling for it, and more importantly, killing some time. Fisher trying to center it in front. Can't get it to go. Delisle. Now there's Benke. He'll get it down the ice. And it will be icing. We'll have a face-off back in the Rider zone with 1:12 to go.
Well, gets his big line back out again. Dean Wilson does. Although, as I say that, they've been kept off the board here tonight.
Tie him up! Tie him up, Ian! Tie up, Grant!
As Delisle will pin it up against the board again, allowing those precious seconds to tick off the clock. Good job by the Riders here, not letting anything happen for Fargo South. Larson tries to center it. Klebe stops it with his skate, and all he could do is knock it back into the corner.
Fargo South got to get 2 people in the puck. They got to get in there and dig that out. They can't let them just fold it along the wall there.
So it's centered in front. A chance here for Powers, I believe, and there's a big pile up in front of the net. The puck is loose, but there's a whistle. And a little mix-up in front here. McDougal is very upset.
Well, the penalty was going to go against Red River. Against Sink.
I'm sorry, that's Larson. I should.
But the reaction that Larson gave to it, here you're going to see it on the Farmers Union replay. All the action in front. It comes in front. Boy, what a great chance, Fargo South. And look at Olson hold his ground here. The puck roll around, just come off the side of the net. The penalty, I believe, initially was going against Sink, and Larson came back with the retaliation. They'll each get one. So with 35.1 seconds, I'll tell you, coming into this tournament, this was a rare occasion where you'd have found very few people who would have said, you're going to see the 2 Grand Forks teams in the finals.
Absolutely, yeah. It's
probably more so than any time in the history of this tournament. But by golly, folks, that's what you're going to have tomorrow night. 2 teams who split during the regular season. Grand Forks Central 3-0 in the first game. Yep. Red River prevailed in the second game. What was the score in that one?
5-3, I believe.
5-3. And they'll get a chance not only to determine the Grand Forks City Championship.
We're going to go double minor for 15 for rough and unsportsmanlike. And then 14's got 5 for fighting.
Oh, well, that's game.
So he's going to be gone.
Yep. He can't play tomorrow then either.
That's right.
So Grant Larson, they're throwing that punch with the helmet off. He's going to be out for tomorrow as well. And you really hate to see that here down at the end of this one. For the junior, it wasn't much of a mix-up, but it's going to cost him brunch at the Ralph tomorrow. Our 11:30 third place game.
That's right, 11:30 tomorrow. Kind of expanding on what you talked about. Nobody really predicted a Central South or a Central Red River matchup really in this title, but I think that kind of shows the balance and how wide open this tournament really was. A lot different than the past couple of years.
There wasn't a favorite. There wasn't a great team, quite honestly. There's some good teams. There are not really any great teams in this year's tournament. And, you know, you could take Minot, the Bismarck, you could kind of take all 8 teams and they were in the mix.
Yep.
It just happened to sort it out the way of the East again. And here we are with Grand Forks Red River and Grand Forks Central now going to make their way into the finals once again tomorrow night. Now Grant Larson makes his way off the penalty box, and I'm sure that he's not happy with what transpired here and wanted to play tomorrow. Some frustration. The initial penalty again went against Sink. But you see the 5 minutes for fighting up and sync with an unsportsmanlike and a roughing, and it was a retaliation, the one punch really. And they're just very tough on that. We'll now go 5-on-4 for this last 35.1 seconds.
Red, you need another guy. No.
When I say 5-on-4, that's what the goaltender pulled.
Exactly.
Really, they're even start.
That was some confusion there with the officials.
Yeah.
You might have heard that he needed another player, but
he used his fingers as well to count.
Now down to 30 seconds to go, and this one is
I forgot about that gap at the other end.
That puck deflected high off the net again.
Boy, Galt has really played his heart out, led the Fargo South Bruins in scoring, and virtually every shot he's tried to get away, just not getting off quick enough. They're getting a stick on it, and up and out of play they go. Now down to 26.8 seconds left.
There's Galt again, who will dump it back in the corner for Campbell. Campbell trying to center. He can't quite get the stick on it. Now Lukey playing in deep. Galt, or rather Ramberg, taking a poke at it. 10 seconds to go, and Hill tying it up again nicely, letting that clock tick down. And we'll have a whistle here with just under 3 seconds to go in this one.
Well, Campbell down in deep, jamming away, and those big defensemen for Red River have made a huge difference in this hockey game. Fargo South played a great third period, Scott, but too little too late. And Red River, we talked in those keys to the game, had to get that offense going, and they did.
Boy, did they ever.
And that was the key to the game. And I think perhaps we might see it in our player of the game as well.
We might, just at that. And a shot at the horn, and appropriately enough, a save by Olson, and doesn't get much better than this. Grand Forks Central and Grand Forks Red River will play for the state title tomorrow night. Wilson got to be pretty disappointed. I mean, that's going into this year. This was South's chance this year, I think, being so close last year. Had a lot of those guys coming back. Had a pretty good team, very good record for the regular season. Won the region tournament, but falls short. And what a job of Matt Malm and his crew leading his Red River Rough Riders to another state championship game.
Dean Wilson and his staff have to be very proud of the year they had. They came in a little bit flat yesterday and came so close. They had the sniff last year. I know he expected more out of the Bruins in this tournament. And I think tonight they came ready to play. Red River just played superb in this first couple of periods. They did some things offensively that they haven't done for quite a while. And it gave them enough margin here to withstand the Fargo South storm here throughout the third period. Final shots, 26 for Fargo South, 22 for Red River. I think Red River only had a couple shots in the third period. They were on their heels for much of that time, but they'll get a chance to go against their crosstown rivals, Grand Forks Central, tomorrow night. As Grand Forks Central, I don't think many people expected them to be there, other than Tarek Howard and his staff.
Not at all.
They'll get a chance to try for their third straight.
Go ahead, Kim, take it away.
All right, thanks much. I'm with Ryan Schaefer, and Ryan had quite a goal. You got that second goal, and that was a big one.
It's just about hard work, going to the net. You know, went in, we need goals. Everyone went hard tonight. Everything's clicking. Hard work proves you can get the W.
All right, now you obviously get to crosstown rivals again tomorrow, but you're in the championship. That's got to be a great feeling.
You know, that's what we want, and, you know, we go hard tomorrow. Anything can happen. They're a good team, obviously. They worked hard to get there. We worked hard to get there. It'll be a great game. Hopefully a lot of crowd will come out and support the Grand Forks teams, and hopefully we'll put on a good game for everyone to watch.
All right, Ryan, fun watching you tonight. Nice goal, buddy. All right, guys, there you go.
All right, thank you very much, Kim, and it should be a good one tomorrow night. Anytime Red River and Central get together, it could just as well be chess. It's always a good battle. Pete, let's go to you. Go ahead.
Thanks, guys. Disappointment on the other side of the ice, Paul Weisgarber. You guys shortened up the shifts. You made some things happen in the third period. Just too little, too late.
Yeah, we tried. I mean, their goalie played great. We peppered him, and we got to hand it to him. He played awesome.
What were they doing that kept you guys off the scoreboard until late in the game?
Defensively, they were really tough today. I mean, they kept us out of the lanes. We couldn't shoot and have quality shots, so they did very well.
All right, doesn't take away from a great season you guys had. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, back upstairs, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Pete. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more from the Ralph. Red River is moving on. Well, empty arena here. It's getting empty at the Ralph. Red River moves on with a 4-2 win. They will play Grand Forks Central in the state title game. That's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We'll be back early tomorrow morning. Early for some of us anyway, for the third place game. We have some business to take care of yet. It's the Midwest Dairy Association Player of the Game, and that's coming up after this. And our Midwest Dairy Association Player of the Game is David Spies. Midwest Dairy Association Player of the Game brought to you by your North Dakota dairy farmers. Good game for Mr. Spies.
Boy, it sure was. I mean, he was in the right place at the right time. He made a great pass here to Mahalka, was right there for the rebound, put it away. That was his second of the night. David Spies with 2 goals, a Red River team that had struggled for scoring. He is easily our selection as the player of the game.
2 goals for Spies, and that's helping Red River play for a state title. That is coming up tomorrow night. That'll do it for Tim and I. Let's pitch it back over to Lee Timmerman. Tim, take us home.
Well, as you know, guys, it's not unusual to have the Red River and Central teams playing one another for a state championship. We'll have it again tomorrow for the 10th time in the 45 years. Central has won 5 of those previous 9 meetings. Red River has won 3 times, and they did have that one tie. The one thing I think that is unusual is what you guys mentioned a little bit. Not powerhouse teams, but in the state tournament in Grand Forks, the Grand Forks teams certainly find a way to do it. Red River now improves to 17-7-1. Central is 15-9-1. For everyone here at NBC North Dakota Sports, thanks so much for watching. Semifinals of the state high school hockey tournament will be back on the air as those guys mentioned tomorrow morning, 11:30 Central Time with a third place contest, 10:30 out in the Dickinson area, and then the championship. Central and Red River will try it again at 8 o'clock. Good night, everyone.